Welcome back everyone to Piney Plays the Lore Master, and today we are on a hunt for worms to see if we can deal with the number of worms in the area. Let's also the parents of all of these worms, because apparently all these worms are descended from a single pair. A really prolific pair, apparently. As you can see, there are quite a number of worms all throughout the area. And we need to climb up this rising, up and around, and eventually we should find the lair of the worms. But it looks like it's going to be quite a fight on my hand in order to get up to the top. The tricky thing with this quest is to make sure that when this branches up and down that you go up, because if you stay on the flats you wind up in Rivendell. I believe this is the outcropping where we'll find the first of the two worms. We are way up high after climbing quite a bit and doing a switchback. And yes, here are the nests. And of course this place is going to be crawling with worms, so we will have to deal with that also. And apparently some crawlers also. But the question is, where is the boss, so to speak? Because that's one we're after. So I guess taking care of a few more of these won't hurt, even though we've already exceeded the number that we need for the quest. Now I have to go through all of here and find out which of these. Ah, there he is now. So we'll head up this way. And be ready. And once we do that, we'll have one down and one more to go. Now, maybe I should have used the knowledge of the lore master to help me in this. Not that it was really all that necessary. But now I need to find the lookout point so I could look over the river and find out where the other worm went. And I think that lookout is this way. I believe it's coming up now. Ah! Yes, because there's the bit of ruins that's at the top of the place where it's nice to look. This is a good place. Actually, this isn't a good place because I can't see anything here. But I think they intended that to be up here, where this worm is using it as a nice lookout spot. You look at that. Now, how's that for a nice lookout spot? In the distance you see Sarmio crawling south along the Bruinen. So therefore we'll take that. You have defeated Sarlog and many rockworms, but Sarmio escaped, however. Alright, so let us go find her. And that means getting all the way back down. You should return down the slopes, yeah. But I think I should return down the slopes in a slightly gentler way, because otherwise I'm going to find myself very quickly, well, in the defeat circle. At least that's one quick way down. Nah, I know some people will do that in an instant, but I've never been one that likes to use the defeat circle as the Suicide Express, so therefore, let us head down in a more conventional manner. While searching for the worm, I found this little thing. This is the road to Helene. I think it's time to look for a sign like this wagon that lies broken on the road there. Looks like it's been attacked. And in fact, we got a couple of... Let's see if we can get that before we start fighting these Gardane. Okay, so now an end to the Enterprise, and I should search the Gardane encampment to find out more about it. I'll have to quickly accept that. That's the problem with quests like that, is to be able to see what's in there. They had this nice long quest text right here in the middle of battle, and you don't know whether or not it's one of those that you won't get credit for the quest if you don't answer it quickly. So there's a bit of a conflict there. But now we need to proceed further down, take care of the worm, then we can worry about the Gardane and any wooden figurines that they may be happening to carry at the time. Now that quest is eventually going to send us to Bree, which is fortunate because we do eventually have to go to Bree in order to take care of the level 39 legendary quest. See? It all fits together. First I want to take care of, looky here, Sarnimil. Well, soon she'll be a sorry meal, right? Let's take care of her. And done. Oh, yeah. The hatchlings, the babies get upset when you kill her. Alright, that takes care of the worms. So it's time to head back to camp and tell them of our success. There appears to be something out in this direction. So let's find out what that is before I continue along. A big footprint. Yes, that qualifies as a big footprint. The deep impression appears to be the footprint of a giant, but where did he come from? And where did he go? There may be more footprints nearby that can tell us the tale. Do I really want to find out? Alright, fine. Let us search for more footprints down this way. And we've got footprint. Oh, did I just miss one? Yes, enormous footprint. Now, do I still have to... Another enormous in the soft mud. Yeah. Right? And we're going to find still more footprints. Yeah. I presume eventually it's going to be leading us somewhere. But where? Well, it looks like one of these footprints has an elfin brooch in it. I suppose that could be useful. Fine. Apparently I didn't find the creature, but at least I found something. Ah, back to camp, and I've got a few "you finished this quest" rings up above people. Hello there. I have brought some venison, I think. Ah, it was good of you to bring this venison to us. It has been too dangerous for hunting, and the elves only give us cram. Ah, I think that the elves would give them something better than cram, but oh well. Hello there. Well, I guess maybe these elves don't have limbus or something. And I brought some toad legs here, even though I thought I didn't take that quest, but it gave me toad legs. Very good. I see that you have collected the legs to make the toad stew. If you'll grind these up. Right? Okay. There you go. Okay, fine. I ground them up.
Can't you leave me
Ah,
my misery.
thank you, thank you. And now I'll just stir this mush into the rest of the stew, and it's done. This is disgusting. Alas, there must be some way to season it up. You really think so?
I'm sure it will do no good, but may I speak with you?
It matters not the skill of the cook if the ingredients are such poor quality. However, I believe I can serve this dish with a bit of seasoning. I believe a touch of mint will help. You can find mint growing in the grassy places in the northwest. If you will bring me some, I would appreciate it. Now, this mint bit, I think, was added with the revamp because originally he got the idea of mixing crawlers with it or something like that. I think something about crawlers that was involved, and he had to go all the way down to the end to a dwarf. All sorts of weird stuff like that. But they changed that so you don't have to go halfway, actually all the way across the Trollshalls in order to finish up that quest. So we'll worry about the mint later. So now, killing all those toads, though, did send me to level 40, so I turned off the advancement again. So I have a little bit of a while before I have to worry about needing to level up, since probably won't need to level up more until I hit the Misties. And of course, this is a nice, wonderful... Okay, it's no longer shown on here, but there's a welcome weekend right on, adding a little bit extra XP.
What do you need?
Which is probably why it leveled so quickly. Indeed, I know to whom it belongs. There is a march warden posted at the High Moor who was once a scout of mine. His name is Rinko. I recall that he lost his while patrolling the river. Alright, fine, so... Well, wow, that's a major bump in the grade of the item. Yeah, I think I'll take that ring.
Mind my words, traveler.
If you believe you're finished here, you might journey to the High Moor. So he sends you up to Rejo, and to bring him the brooch. I guess we'll do that at some point. And mainly it's saying let's do some hunting and all that fun stuff. But we don't need to do that yet. And I suppose that if you wanted to get to the High Moor quickly, you... I see... Oh, it's upstairs. If you need to get to the High Moor quickly, you could always just mithril there. It all depends on how much mithril you've got, because I'm not one for frivolous mithriling. I know some people do it at a drop of a hat. Hello there!
What do you need?
I am pleased at your return, Pine Wolf. I do not have much, but for the slayer of Sarlug and Sarnimil, I will offer you what I made. Talbrun and a safer for your efforts. I'm glad that you are helping us. Okay, fine, and the... let's see, this band here is Garb of the Woods, and that's for vitality, and this is for that. So none of these is... Well, this goes with the other item that I have. This is Agility, Will, Fate. Actually, that is a pretty good upgrade. I don't know how it looks. Not bad. Maybe I'll also remember to keep it for cosmetics after I'm done with it. But I'll take that. It gives me 2 different ones of extra vitality. And if I find the gloves, then that'll even be better. So where would the gloves be? Probably the reward for another one of these quests. Speaking of which one should I go on next? The mint seems to be nearby, so that's what I'll take care of now. That'll be a good way to finish things up, is to get some mint and find out if it helps the taste of that stew in any way whatsoever. Probably depends on whether the trouble you had with the toad legs was inherent to the toad legs, or if it was just not quite minty enough, so to speak. But looks like once you get into the right area to find the mint, it's not too much trouble. And that means there should be one more sprig around here somewhere. Speaking of which, yeah, that is a worm. Now I know why they call them rockworms. I was having trouble telling whether that was a rock or a worm. So I'll agree, it's well named. Whether that means they like to go into rocks, or whether they can be mistaken for rocks if turned in a certain direction. Maybe it's a little bit both, because maybe they use them for camouflage. That's one way a worm can become an ambush predator, is to blend in with the scenery. So let's see what this bit of mint can do for the toad legs. Here's your mint.
It's a sorry day.
Ah, very good, Pine Wolf. This mint smells very fresh and should cover the foul taste of the toad. Do me a favor and grind it on the grinding wheel, will ya? Alright, fine. And let's see. Let's see if it's minty fresh now. There you go.
I'm sorry. Did you need something?
Well, the smell has improved some. But alas, the stew tastes like freshly turned earth. Yuck. Well, what can be done? I don't know.
I don't know if you can help me.
I confess that I'm unable to disguise the foul taste of the toad meat, Pine Wolf, but perhaps the stew is not a complete loss. Perhaps if you bring this stew to our host, Candelet, she'll understand how can he be desperate? I brought some deer meat here earlier. Understood how truly desperate we are for something other than crab. I have seen her often standing at the... Okay, fine. I'll go to Candelet, and besides, this has... Well, it does not have the third piece of the set I've got. Alas, no gloves. Oh, well. No gloves. Somebody, gloves. You know, I'm not even too sure if I've ever completed a set here, despite the fact that you would think it would be a pretty straightforward matter. Either that, or I've never had a character that decided to use all three bits. Ah, hello there. Yeah, the hunters are complaining. They say this is what they're resorting to eating.
What can I do for you?
I need not taste the stew to know that it cannot be eaten. The toads of Talbrunnen are most foul. I am not unsympathetic to the plight of the men, Pine Wolf, but I bade them leave at once, for the dangers are great. I even offered to have them escorted safely to the last bridge, but they refused. They believe that we are magical creatures and will soon cause the evils which have befallen the land to vanish. They do not understand that war is afoot. We cannot offer them more than we have. Well, I have a feeling he's going to be a little bit disappointed in that, but they're not magical creatures. What do you mean they're not magical creatures? They're elves, right? They're magical, right? They're made by elves. Yeah, right. She says that they don't have anything else.
I'm sorry. Did you need something?
Candelet will not help us further? Oh, boy. She spoke of war, but that's absurd. Elves are a secretive people, and I think she just wants to get rid of us. Well, we will not be deterred so easily. I am grateful for your help. Alright, fine. Anything here that's useful? This earring is well worth a bit of vitality. And the sword... Oh, wait a moment. Oh! 40 must be when you're allowed to use swords. That's the Lore Master's sword. Yeah, will plus fate. Yeah, that's very definitely. Oh, of course. This is how a Lore Master gets their first sword. Yay! So with that note, we will conclude today's episode. And next time, we are going to find some wolfmen, find a carcass of a white hart, and probably head on to Bree in order to find out what this your legend grows stuff is. But that's all in the next episode of Piney Plays, the Lore Master.